righty Roo, and Cuckoo Kachu to you, and all my nobody's not watching out there. Um, we're continuing on. This has been tough. It's been a tough night. But, you know, it kind of restarted and restarted and restarted. So we're just sort of seeing how it goes. I dejectedly, wow, that's great. Dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Don't. Look, seriously, was there a warning about, like, people having, like, you know, who are photosensitive that could, you know, have, like, epileptic seizures because the flashing stuff that happens, the glitches and stuff, I feel like that could, I'm not prone to that. I don't have that issue. I worry for people who do. Just because, yeah, I don't know what just happened, and when I do my watch and my playthrough, I might look at that and be like, oh, that's even worse than I thought. But it's like, is it so fast that it's like that subtle subconscious manipulation, or is it just I was barely paying attention? I guess? Seriously, you brought a boy? You know they have cooties, right? Have all of you been inoculated? I don't know. Like, are you guys shots up to date? Because, you know, they're just natural spreaders. It's like you brought a plague rat into this sacred place. Way to kill the atmosphere. Yeah, no, you guys are just Europe. At that particular time, I am the Black Death. Put on one of those bird face masks that helped in an ironic way because it like, those things are so cool. But it helped not because the reasons they thought it helped. And it's just like, you guys stumbled upon the right solution to a effective help in a very, you got the right answer the wrong way. It's like, well, it keeps everybody at a distance, and it also physically blocks a lot of the whole, you know, and maybe they actually knew what was going on and just chose to do it this way and say that. Also, I've seen stuff that says that those plague masks weren't something that really happened, but it's just really popularized, and it's like, I don't really know. I wasn't there that you know of, or I know of. Think about that. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Technique. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! I mean, again, still, I gotta admit that. Seems less crowded. You know, our resident Sundari, you know, mini-sized, fun-sized person has enough to do her displeased arm. It's not a power stance, but it's similar. And not like be in direct contact with anybody else. So there's that. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? Oh, wow. Girl too, at this point. Which, again, I appreciate that they took it back to that. They're like, shh, you don't remember shit, buddy. That's quite the compliment. You know, like, she's quite popular, as much as I'm on a quest to vengeance. That's still a compliment. What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. Yuri's girl 1, you're girl 2, Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Well, maybe, but she might not be. You know, there are things, you know, you can have a petite body and short, like, bro, genetics, people are different sizes. That's just a thing. She could be older than everyone here. And not in like a weird anime, she's a vampire or supernatural or anything. She could just literally, like, in real life, she could be the oldest person in this room. Probably isn't. I don't think she is. I think she's much more likely to be a first-year student. I'm just saying, you make your, you know, thing, but I don't think we actually got anything about her age. I do think she was more of a first-year student, but anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, nice way to put it, and this is Yuri, the vice president. Oh no, you're the vice president now? That sort of puts a target on your face, on your head, on your back, on your chest, your heart area. It's like, because the last VP got 86th by the Monica. Even though I wasn't even like, I don't know, whatever, man. I'm pretty confident she said or did something, and I'm supposed to be like the guilty party, but I'm not. I feel bad that I don't have control of my character to make him do the thing, but I don't think I could have saved her. Or I could have saved her, but somebody else would have fallen prey. Like, maybe we would have dragged it out. I don't know. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Technique in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. I guess technically I decided, but it was more like you convinced me, asked me for I think you said a small favor. And I was trying to make a reference to something, and I failed at my reference, but I sort of mentioned it. I was sort of trying to make a reference to the movie Blow, and I forgot that I was doing that. I was just like, oh, you're bumming the cigarette. It's like, nah, you want me to do this, but it's not that. The thing that was a small thing was like smuggling illegal drugs or something in the movie. This is less bad than that, but definitely above bumming a cigarette. Especially since I kind of know how this is all going to play out. Probably, in the sense that it's not good. It's just somebody else is going to die, and obviously I think I'm not sure that the pattern has been formed yet, but the VP could be the most likely candidate for the 86 Club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought someone new? Oh yeah, I didn't even get cupcakes. Well, I feel gypped. No, that's a terrible term because it's a relationship to a social, it's a slur, racial slur. The Romani are, well, they're victims of history, but I shouldn't say gypped. That's not proper. I'm screwed over out of cupcakes. But I wouldn't know that, so whatever. I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. Nah, he's making the best of the circumstance. Why am I defending you? I would not want to defend you. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? There you go. Yeah. Yuri with the tea. Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Tech? No, you have to earn calling me Tech, and honestly, I don't want you to. So, Technique. I'm gonna say that. Give me the line again. Why don't you come sit down, Technique? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. Well, she's who brought you here, but this is the perfect time to stab her. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Okay, are you gonna, like, walk around in less clothing? I mean, right at home, right? At this point, I don't know if I can show this. I don't know if I can do this. I'm not gonna remember too graphically, but I don't even know if I can show, like, what happened to Sayori. Like, I focused on it way too long because I had to talk about it, and it was really distressing. And, yeah, I don't know that I won't get in trouble for that, with the whole algorithm and stuff, but maybe it's animated and it's for a game, and at this point people should, like, the game, like, this isn't like Cyberpunk where it's like, oi, there be some nipples. It's like, no, I didn't choose nudity. That's just a game. I can't really avoid it other than not include that point. I'm gonna have to edit it out, go around it, and it's a meaningful plot point that, as unpleasant as it is necessary. That hurt myself. I hurt myself. Made myself sad. But you guys gonna walk around in, like, you know, pajama clothes and, you know, that sort of thing, or no? Okay, then I'm not gonna feel right at home. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Define fun, exciting. Does that mean, you know, encouraging previous club people that no one remembers into arts and crafts, including using a rope as a necktie that end in not so positive outcomes? Just, you know, whoopsie daisy. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. Yeah, probably, especially because you're you. And that's a thought that comes upon me at this moment. Who knows? I could be like the 4th or 5th. I could be like not the first guy that's been here. I could be like one of many. She could be like actively whittling away the whole school population if she has the power to do what she has done thus far. Because I totally believe that it's her that encouraged, and I mean, for all I know, she tied the news, you know? She knew way too much, and for all I know, I'm just one, like, I'm not the first one that's a guy that creates this issue, or she just, I mean, this bitch could be fucking, you know, just serial killing people all the time. Like, that could be her thing. It's just, I can alter reality. And so I can just kill anybody at any time with a little bit of plot to lead up to it, and then I'm good. And then I can just restart it. No one remembers. I erase that person from existence, and we move on as though that's not a problem. Like, I could be like the 5th guy to have this happen, you know? This could be like, no one notices that the school just seems to get smaller and smaller. And why would she start here if she has problems with the politics of other clubs? She's like, I only want people in my club that I'm going to want to keep around and not just, you know. It's so easy just to get rid of them. She truly is the perfect assassin if she can just erase reality and people and restart things. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. I mean, there are other clubs. I don't know what's available because we didn't actually do... Wow, that sort of seems sad now that I think about it. We didn't actually do the, like the festival. We didn't get to the festival. We got restarted because... Red rum. But it makes school events like the festival. Oh god, no. Mentioning the festival. We don't talk about the festival. No. That's much more important. I'm confident we can all really grow in this club before we graduate. Am I gonna have to do the poetry thing again? Is that gonna happen? Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this room? Don't worry, the teachers, they gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? That's like a person who loves books to the degree that most people don't. That's some shit, that's some real shit right there. Like, I like reading. I used to enjoy it more. I'm not a tea person. I prefer coffee or hot cocoa, or a mix of coffee and hot cocoa. But yeah, I like my sugar with coffee and cream. But you know, tea. I enjoy tea. I don't like to make any of those things except for hot cocoa. I'll make hot cocoa all day. I just don't like to make the other stuff, it's just a weird quirk with me. I'll if it's there, I'll totally drink it. I just don't like to make it. I don't know why. It's not hard. It's not the time. It's not the attention. I just don't. I don't know why. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, that, you know... No, she 100% means tea. Tea and a good book are awesome. I'm not a tea person, I get that. You got a rainy day... You got a nice blanket, or like a, you know, a heater, or a fireplace, or a little, like, if I had a best way to read a book, it would be like a good book on a rainy day, empty house, where you've got like a little, like one of those like the little windows, like you've got like the little seat that's next to the windows where it's sort of like it's got like a big part and then two small like I forget the shape. It's not a hexagon, it's like half a hexagon. You sit on it. Got like a blanket and a heater. A little table for tea. I mean not tea for me, but like coffee or cocoa, but tea's fine. And a good book, and the rain falls down and you're just sitting there and just, yeah. That's like a good time right there. That's like classic fucking introvert good time. Just saying. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. That's where we differ. I enjoy reading. I don't always do it. I got stuck on a book. I mentioned this another time. But, yeah, I haven't gotten... Every time I have the chance to read the book, I forget it. I need to just carry it around, but I don't. And I could. And I like tea, but I don't like making it. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So technique, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Okay, now I see it. This time, the first time going through, I didn't catch it, but this time I'm catching it. That's where we're supposed to connect. That's what makes her and I have something in common, other than just she's a tsundere, and if you can read that sort of thing, like the way tsunderes act based on anime and stuff, that's where we're... You have to like the tsundere, but we actually have that in common, which makes us able to converse. Yuri I like because I don't know. She comes off as a, you know, shy goth girl, but oddly aggressive and assertive at moments, which like really helped me understand her. And then I understand like that she's got a condition, probably. So yeah, it looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri chases the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story is in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid at the moment I walked in, but it's obvious this way her eyes light up, that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? That sounds like a foreshadowing thing. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book one time. Was it at least Stephen King? I desperately grasp at something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Wee, I am a pet rock! I am a mineral. Wee. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Did she say that before? Is that new? Is that referencing the surreal aspect of the horror that has happened to me recently that the player, being me, gets and the character doesn't? Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, what is that? Well, it just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. Okay. Why'd you look at me? That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? This sounds like some sort of weird threat, social hierarchy thing going on. What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out. And give me that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Okay, so I've already been through most of this before. It's a little different because... Rest in peace, Sayori. I'm almost worried that I should, like, avoid getting close to Yuri and, like, focus on Natsuki because... I know that it seemed... Well, no. My love for Yuri sort of caused Sayori to be the target. Huh. I'll have to play it by ear. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Yeah, about that. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. So I sit in silence. And now I sit in silence. Now I sit in silence. Hey, I just got an idea. What happened with this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika for a moment. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll share it with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. Again, now you're the VP, so... I did decide to take on the responsibility of Vice President after all. Again, maybe it's the VP that's the target, or maybe it's... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Sayori could have been not the target. Like, if I just focused on Sayori, would that have made it better or worse for her? I don't know. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member... Wow, Yuri. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. So your role didn't say that I was a member yet. You are socially bullying me and pressuring me into that, and we're back to this, but I didn't expect that from you. It seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Technique? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind this entire time. I never said that I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Their sequential drop in countenance and change is manipulative but effective.